What's up, nerd family? Welcome once again to the Poindexter Lounge. My name is Enosh, aka Enosh Fett, along with the lovely.
Tiftastic.
Welcome. It's live stream time, so give you guys a few minutes here to join on. But there's no episode of The Flash tonight, Tiff.
Nope.
There's no. What's up, Caleb? Just the man I was hoping would join us tonight, along with anybody else, but I always love. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust this thing. All right. Yeah, no, lots of cool stuff that came up. What's up, William? What's going on, bro? Good to see you. Good to see all of our nerdy family. What's up, Sly? What's it, Sly Prentice? What's going on? It is. It's an exciting week. There's lots of stuff going on. I still got more video. We've shot more videos that still have to come out yet, and we've. I know it's freaking Endgame, right? And so guess what? We're gonna watch and do our trailer reaction live here with you because we have not seen it. Have you seen the new trailer
Of?
for Endgame?
No.
Ha 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 ha. What did you think of that? Yeah. Hey-oh. What's going on, Arctic Conquest? Good to see you guys. So yeah, lots of fun stuff going on. So this is just going to be a round robin tonight. Basically, anything you guys want to talk about, we will talk about. But yes, okay, let's start it right off.
And he managed to get tickets.
Kamal, hyped for Joaquin Phoenix.
The Joker.
Joker.
Did you see the picture for it?
Trailer tomorrow. I did see the picture. I
That
saw
was
the
awesome.
poster. So tomorrow we're supposed to get this trailer, and I don't know. I'm waiting. I'm Tiffany. How do you feel about it?
I'm actually excited. I like the pictures. I like the poster. Isaac Juan Kenobi is out of town this week with Logan the Hutt. They are in Texas.
Yep.
So it was one of those things that we still have a family thread that he sent a picture and he's like, hey, look, this is happening. I wish I could be there tomorrow for you guys to do a live stream or to do a reaction. So we're still trying to see if we can figure that out.
So Caleb's got some stuff here for us to talk about. But yeah, let's talk about this Joker thing. So obviously, yeah, Caleb, we'll get to that in just a second, man. That sounds cool too.
Tids and bits.
Tids and bits. I like it. So this Joker poster is really interesting. He looks like the Joker. We've got a lot of Joker news this week, guys. Ironically,
Gotham.
three Jokers. I have to. What's up, Caleb? Or not Caleb. I'm sorry. Brendan, what's up, man? Brendan.
Braden.
What's that? Braden. I got other people on my mind here, and I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. It's been a long day. Plus, I got my camera the wrong way, so I'm looking over here, which should be where the camera thing is, but it's over here, and so I'm all backwards. And I think if I flip it, I don't know what'll happen. I don't know what'll happen if I flip it, if it'll be upside down or not. So I'm just gonna wing it. Gonna chicken wing it, if you will. See what I did there? All right. So yeah, we've gotten 3 Joker stories. So we got the trailer coming out tomorrow for the Joker. We got the poster today for Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, right? It does have an artistic flair to it. It's
so funny.
so it looks interesting, and he looks like the Joker. That's the interesting thing about this. Okay, so you got that part, right? Also, we also got these pictures from the Harley Quinn movie, from Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn, where it showed the Joker, Jared Leto's Joker, but it probably wasn't Jared Leto.
Because he's not in the country right now.
Yeah, because he's not in the country right now, but it's his Joker. It's his version of the Joker. We've been wondering if we were going to see that version in this movie, and it's there. And he's throwing stuff out the window. He's like throwing her clothes out.
We don't know what capacity, but he's in there.
Who knew that the Joker was a suburban kind of guy? Like, lived in a house.
Kind of jealous of his house.
Just kind of lives in a 2-story, house. Just normal, like everybody else, right?
You assume he lives there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would
Who's-
assume.
Who's saying he's not squatting or taking it over or?
I know, but they got lights, they got everything. I know, right, William? It's like a nice family looking home. He married me. So we got those pictures. And then also Gotham dropped probably the creepiest, right?
Well, he just fell in the vat.
Yeah, but I mean that's some creepy some
But I think the coolest thing is that he actually trained and spoke with Mark Hamill when he took on this role, and so you can really tell in that video that laugh that he has.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
When he had that thing in his hand and he looks and then he just like breaks out in the laugh. You can really tell that he had worked with Mark Hamill for that. So
You know, my only thing about this Joker on Gotham is just the fact that I think that they should have just stuck with Jared.
Jared.
Was it Jared? No, it's because we got Jeremiah now. Before we had Jared, right? Who was it?
It wasn't Jared. I can look it up.
Could have swore it was Jared.
Nope.
No?
Nope. Jerome.
Jerome. That's right.
Told you it
Jerome.
wasn't
Sorry.
Jared.
Sorry. Like I said, man, it's been a long day. I'm all mixed up today. Yeah, so we had Jerome, and I really liked the Jerome character. Did you guys like the Jerome character? I thought that of all of them so far, Jerome was.
He was definitely my favorite. I mean, whoever can take their face off and then sew it back on and, kind of thing. But I
Got a
think
bunch of
it
Joker
shows-
story, like-
I think it shows his acting chops.
Oh,
When
yeah.
You can take and be Jerome, and then you can be the character now, and then you can be the character with the vat and the crazy face, and that's like, it's like the plethora of Wells. He's got different layers, and I think that that's pretty cool too.
What's up, Crush It? Welcome from Canada. Good to see you. I love Canada. I've got a lot of Canadian friends, and I've spent a lot of time in Canada. And I like it. That's where we met.
Canada.
Yeah, we met in Canada. Yeah, so I mean, lots of backstory, as was just said, in Gotham. So I just like Jerome, right? I mean, they never called Jerome the Joker. They just kept saying he was like a proto Joker, like he was the prototype for the Joker. And obviously they're turning Jeremiah, his brother, into the Joker. But of course, even this Joker, it's weird because they're just calling him Jay. So it's like they're not really
full blown Joker unless they're gonna, like they say these last 2 episodes, unless they're gonna like advance it like 10 or 15 years or something to where he's more.
But they're not even calling the Jeremiah, messed up version.
Caleb says I like Jerome pre-Joker. Gas Jeremiah was okay, but the Joker we've got pre-Vat this season was awesome, and the final Joker looks horrible. I think it looks horrible, but I think his laugh is down.
I think that if they had put, I don't like the
Why
hair.
so many Joker?
Yeah, I don't like the hair.
No, you mean the lack of? He's
The
only
lack
got a
of,
couple
I mean,
little
he's got these
strands.
strands, and that's what doesn't look right to me. I think that if they had left the green hair,
Yeah.
even with the scarring and everything, I think we could have probably lived with it.
Because with the face, he looks like a cross between Grundy and the Emperor. Emperundi? Sorry.
My wife, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, I live with boys.
Crush It. I'm with you, man. I'm hoping for that Henry Cavill announcement any day. I really am. And there's rumor that it's supposed to happen at Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con this year. Please happen. I really want him to stay, but
I can tell that I live in a house full of boys
yeah.
when I have a patient at work. And his name is John Duty. D-U-T-Y. And I was like giggling to myself. And they're like, what's wrong with you? And I looked at his name and I showed it to them and they didn't laugh. And I was like, okay, it must just be living in a house of boys.
There you go. So yeah, we're Sly. I like it. 31 flavors of Joker. That's funny. So we got a lot of Joker this week, which is cool. I mean, I find it interesting that we've gotten 3 different Jokers this week with different stories, And I think most of us are familiar with the three Joker story from the comics. I find that interesting. Yes, ma'am. I can get you a Kleenex. Absolutely. Okay, so that was one story. Also, yeah, who knows what goes on in that family home, right? I mean, oof, boy, I just can't imagine living next door to the Joker and Harley Quinn, the parties, the fights. Oh my gosh, can you imagine the fights?
No.
I mean, you're talking like,
If she headbutted someone when she was in jail, what are they gonna do when she has free reign?
man, that'd be crazy and insane. So we got all the Joker stuff. Also, this week, come to find out, yeah, what if they're great neighbors, right? Like, let's invite the Jokers over for dinner, shall we? Tiff, we can just invite the Jokers over for dinner.
The Jokers?
Yeah, Harley and Joker. I don't know. What would you call them? I don't know, but yeah, you invite them over for dinner. Let them come over. We go hang out, do some stuff together. Me and the Joker hang out in the garage.
Have a beef.
Yeah, have a beef. So we got the Joker story, but also came out this week the interesting story that Captain Boomerang is coming back to the Suicide Squad.
Yep.
I don't think any of us, I know I didn't see that coming. Did any of you guys see that coming? Where Captain Boomerang is now going to be back in the Suicide Squad. I mean, at first we were told that it was a complete reboot, not going to have anything to do with it. And then they said that they were casting Idris Elba. Well, at first, I mean, it was supposed to be Will Smith, but Will Smith couldn't do it. And then so they recast Idris Elba as Deadshot, and we heard that Margot Robbie's coming back as Harley Quinn. And now we're getting Jai, Fancy, if you saw our video, Fancy Jay, back as Captain Boomerang. And I can say I did not see that. So, I mean, it looks like there's more connections.
Arctic Conquest said the same thing. I'm excited Captain Boomerang's back, but I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, it was definitely something out of the blue. I thought that they would really kind of go in a different direction, and it looks like there's going to be even more connections than we thought ever were going to be to the Suicide Squad. So that's a cool thing. I like that because I don't want to see them just do away with everything, right? So I want to see them keep stuff. Hey, what are you whining for? Don't be whining. We're live, buddy. You can't be whining. He's looking at me like, what? You can't be whining, buddy. We're live. We got to be professional here. Tell him the dog we got to be professional, right? We are stacked in terms of casting and direction. I know, right? I know.
Green Lantern.
Is it Kumal?
It looks like.
I can't see from here if it's Kumal or Kumali.
It looks like Kumail. It's Kumail.
Oh, Kumail.
Ali.
Okay.
Man, I was really hoping Idris Elba would have been saved for Jon Stewart role in Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah, I know. Me too. That would have been the best case scenario, but he's just not. And
then
so
Pratchett said, "Did you hear about the Flash? Looks like he's going to be recast."
Yeah, well, that story's been out for a little while now. That basically, if they gave Ezra Miller a chance to write his own script, and if they don't like it, then it's probably going to be that Ezra's going to walk. I really hope that they keep him. At this point, though, I gotta say, I just want them to make a good Flash movie, right? So if they've got a great script and they're happy with it, and that's the way that they want to go, and they just feel that Ezra Miller feels that he just can't stay for this, but yet they're confident with the script and they're confident that it's going to be good. I'd rather see a good movie without Ezra Miller than Ezra Miller try to piece something together that doesn't do as well.
I agree with William. He says they should at least give him a chance with a standalone movie.
Well, and they are. I mean, he's got a chance. Right now, Ezra Miller is the Flash, and they're supposed to film this year. It's pretty much up to Ezra Miller, because Ezra Miller is the one who said that he didn't agree with the direction that the Flash movie was going. And so that's all on Ezra Miller, really. That's not really on WB. That's on Ezra Miller for once, where he said that he didn't like the direction and he didn't feel that he could go that way. And so he asked for the chance to write a new script with Grant Morrison from DC Comics. And so it all kind of hinges on that. Either Warner Brothers says, hey, look, we like this new script. Let's go for it. And they do it. But it'll probably put it back in limbo again because they'll probably need a new director.
Sly Prentice says, I feel the same, just give us a good movie. And Crush It says, I just hope he runs better, though. He seems to run a funny way.
Yeah, it's kind of
Not like Barry, where he runs like an actual speedrunner.
What's up, Hunter? What do I think about who?
It says, Poindexter Lounge, what about Ty Sheridan?
I don't think I heard that. Let me know.
Arctic Conquest said, yeah, his run was bonkers.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about that now next. How about the Snyder Cut? And don't forget, you guys can chime in on anything at any time. What's up, Chris Patton? This guy right here.
Nice. What's up?
What's up, Chris? Chris, you know, for you guys who don't know Chris, let me tell you something. Chris is a huge DC fan. Chris is a guy that I know through a Facebook page called Off the Top Rope 2.0. Mm-hmm. And me and Chris are just...
internet buddies.
We're internet buddies. I've never met Chris in person, yet I feel like he's a brother. And he apparently owns me and everything I have. And we are
well
part of
played
this.
There.
We're part of this group that I got to share this video because Chris and I am on this thing. We do all kinds of weird, funny, like tournaments and stuff and nerdy tournaments and stuff. So we had a fictional character draft. That's right. Not like a sports draft, but a fictional character draft. And we got into a back and forth. That's right, Chris. And so we got into a back and forth there with that 50 rounds of drafting people and things and
Big
stuff.
fantasy football only nerdier.
Yeah, and so anyways, I did a video for each person I drafted, and so I'm going to be putting that together and sharing that with you guys, and I'll give you guys some context when I do it. But it came down to the end. I'll just spoiler warning. It came down to the end. Me and Chris I knew wanted Sting. Now Sting is not, I mean, technically he's a fictional character, but at the very last round we could draft a real person, and me and Chris are both big Sting fans. But earlier, Chris got this guy, Boba Fett, and I didn't get him. And so I tried to pull a strong arm on him and told him that I was drafting Sting, and I made this video, said, hey, why don't we go ahead and trade? I'll give you Sting, just give me Boba Fett because we could trade. Chris ends the whole thing by coming in and drafting me.
Well, you are kind of a character.
I am. But because you could draft a real life person, Chris comes in and drafts me, meaning basically he owns everything that I own.
Yeah.
And Chris collects toys too. So.
Hunter Iggy said, Chris said, that's right.
That's right.
Hunter Iggy said,
Classic.
Poindexter Lounge, Ty Sheridan is the actor who was in Ready Player One.
Oh. Well, what happened with him? I didn't hear about him.
And Arctic Conquest said, LOL, that's funny.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything about Ty Sheridan. But please share. I would love to know. But yeah, so let's talk about Zack Snyder. So that whole thing went down last weekend, and the world is kind of flipping out. Either people are super excited and super happy, or people are super ticked. And
Williams had something to do with Fantastic Four.
Really?
They rebooting that to make it better.
I didn't hear anything about that.
Explain.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything about that with Ty Sheridan Fantastic Four.
William said Fantastic Four.
Oh, William said Fantastic.
That wasn't from Hunter Iggy. He hasn't responded.
Oh, okay.
He says Poindexter Lounge. What about Ty Sheridan as the Flash for the movie?
I could see that.
And then
that is who we were talking about, Kumail. That is the Sting we were talking about.
I thought you were referring to the wrestler Sting from good old WWE WCW days.
That is who we were talking about because we drafted because the last one we could draft a real person. So he drafted Sting, or I drafted Sting because I knew that he'd want him. But yeah, so let's talk about this.
Crush It says, I don't think that the Snyder Cut will ever be released, at least not soon. You
Yeah.
imagine if the people found it good.
That's the problem.
They will ask for the sequels, so they would have to rehire everyone back.
And that's the problem with it, right? I think we're just in a catch-22 right now, because as much as we would all love to see this thing that now exists, Snyder has come out and said it exists. There's been all this speculation for so long whether or not the Snyder Cut actually existed, and he's like, I got 10 cuts, guys, and I didn't even film the movie that I originally wanted to film. So the soap opera continues. But yeah, I don't think, I mean, how can you see that then? I mean, it has to be something, it would have to be something that happened like with the Richard Donner cut of Superman 2, where it's going to be years from now when they've already moved on, everything is different, everything is fine, and then they just kind of do it as an add-on and say, okay, look, here is the Snyder cut finally, enjoy this just for what it is, and they just put it out there. But as far as it being like something that we're going to get into continuity, yeah, that's not going to happen. I mean, I'd be shocked, because you release that and then all of a sudden, like you said, everybody's going to want that continuity to continue.
Kamala says, Flashpoint kind of movie by Ezra, if it gets greenlit by WB, can fix the disjointed mess in present DCEU continuity paradigm.
Yeah, well, like right now, the DC universe, it's interesting because we don't know from day to day what they're keeping.
And what they're changing.
What they're changing. I mean, Aquaman's in, Wonder Woman's in, Shazam's now in, but yet Shazam has all these connections, right? So, I mean, and so we don't know what we're getting from day to day. So you almost need something like the Flashpoint to reboot and reset the entire timeline so that it makes some sense. Because now you got a Suicide Squad that has one new actor and two other actors who were in the last one.
But they're making a point to replace, because maybe they're going to bring something up where he had to be with his daughter. Arctic Conquest said the Snyder Cut should be held onto for a bit. I agree with you on that one. Sly Prentice says, unpopular opinion, I'm okay with the Snyder Cut dying. It's too late, and as much as I'd like to see it, I'm okay with them just writing the darn ship. Chris Patton says DC needs to just go to the multiverse route. Williams says same Sly.
Yep.
Chris says freeze them up to do anything, and Williams says I know it will never come out.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I like the idea of I agree with you, Chris. The possibilities are endless. When you've got the multiverse, you could do anything that you want, and you can set these different.
That's the Flash.
Yeah, you can set
TV
these
show.
different things within any timeline or with any different parallel that you want. So
Like the Plethora of Wells.
yeah,
That's the name of the band.
I mean, the Plethora of Wells. That's the name of her new band, the Plethora of Wells. You don't want to know the stupid one we came up with last night. No, so it's. So I agree. Yes, Crush It. I agree with you. I'm fine with
Yes,
anything. Just
bring
bring Cavill back. Because really,
Henry Cavill is my Superman.
I honestly don't know. What's up, Red Comet Man? Welcome. Sup. I just don't know who who do you replace Henry Cavill with? There is nobody. Every time I hear somebody like mentioned for Superman out there, I just go, nope, nope, sorry. And
It's
right
like
now,
saying while Christopher Reeve was still alive, who are we gonna replace him with?
yeah. Well, I know, Tom Welling.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is like, even like Tom Welling, right? Tom Welling wants to play Batman now. Did you guys see that? Tom Welling wants to play Batman. He said that he would love to play Batman, which I think would be hilarious.
Well, with the way that he is now, I think I could see that as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I mean he's a bigger guy now.
He was super cool.
He kind of looks more like Bruce Wayne now than he does.
He does.
Clark, actually.
Because he's changed since Smallville with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I just don't see any other actors. And actually, the one guy who actually kind of looks like
I agree
Superman,
with Arctic Conquest.
one guy who kind of looks like Superman, who has actually been attached to, rumors before, and that's Matthew Bomer. He's on Doom Patrol now, so he's not going to be Superman. What did you say?
I said I agree with Arctic Conquest.
Mm-hmm.
They said, I really hope Henry stays on. He's my favorite Superman, and no mainstream actor could do a better job, in my own opinion. Hunter Iggy said, Poindexter Lounge, did you hear any news about the Blue Beetle or Dr. Fate movie? And what about Tim Daly as Superman from the anime series?
He's just too old.
And William...
Tim Daly's too old to portray Superman. It just...
Williams said...
But he's a great voice actor for him, though.
I've been thinking a lot about the Snyder time travel theory, that you have to travel to a point where the Earth is at the same place in the revolution cycle. And Kamil Ali says James...
Before you go on, hold on. Did you hear about that one?
What?
So Isaac and I did a video about that, about the Snyder cut and everything.
I know you guys did a video about it.
And
but I
so
don't know what it was.
so he had Snyder apparently was going to introduce this very interesting new Zach Galifianakis as Superman. Wolfpack! Wolfpack! Woo! See, Chris, you're gonna totally throw me off my train of thought there. So Zach Snyder said that they had this time travel theory.
Nice.
Where it was that if you travel back in time, you have to travel to whatever point the Earth was in the solar system, because the Earth is constantly moving, right, through the solar system. So you have to wait until it's in the exact same spot that it was before. That's the only place that you can go to. So you only get a couple of windows within your lifetime, kind of deal, or whatever, that you can go to. I don't know how that was supposed to work, but it was an interesting concept, because it said that if you went back in time, like say to yesterday, instead of being here, you'd be somewhere off in space.
Oh, wow.
Because we're not in the same spot, which
Yeah.
I think is a really interesting concept, actually, to be quite honest with you.
Camille says if Eric Bana was like 10 years younger, he would have been an ideal dark, gritty pick to play the role of Batman.
I could have seen that. You know who else would be a good Batman, but I think he might be a little too old also, and that's Carl Urban. Carl Urban, who played, he was Dr. McCoy in Star Trek in the movies. He would have been a really good Batman, but I'm not sure how old he is. That's why you get Superman to spin the Earth in reverse.
The Guardian
That's why I like you, Chris.
The Guardian FID says, okay, I'm late. In other words, I'm right on time. LOL. Okay, what did I miss?
Nothing so far. We're actually in just a couple minutes. We're gonna watch the new Endgame trailer live here. Let's go back up to the very top though, Tiff. I wanna address something Caleb said, because Caleb.
Very beginning.
Yeah, very beginning. Caleb had a good point. We got on some
Caleb
other.
said hello at the very beginning.
Yeah, hello, Caleb. No, Caleb brought up something about a Jesus miniseries. So I don't want to overlook that.
Fun news, VidAngel is doing a multi-season serialized TV show based on the life of Jesus Christ. It's said to have a budget of $1 million an episode. Are they tithing some of that?
So a Jesus...
He said, figured you'd like that tidbit of news.
Yes. So Caleb, what do you think they're going to use $1 million?
$1 million Jesus.
Even the dog
exactly.
was like, what?
Jesus doing what?
Man, I don't know. What would you need $1 million for?
That hair, though.
Jesus has luxurious hair.
Oh,
I mean, I get it. There's miracles, but like you can do the miracles without.
He's like, here, Daddy. I'll make you feel better.
Thank you, buddy. All right, but you.
He's like, you wiped off my kisses.
There you go. But you can do. I mean, I don't know what you. It's not like you're gonna show Jesus flying. What are you gonna?
It's gonna be a real life bringing Lazarus back from the grave
Per episode. I'm just trying to figure out what.
Authentic
I'm just trying to figure out what you'd need $1 million per episode
Designer
for. I mean, like
samples.
what special effects? The life and times of Jesus Christ. Winner of the Oscars for Best FX. I know, like, I don't know what you would need. Okay, well, I don't know what you would need that much budget for, really. I think you could do that probably. Even Wookiee's like, what in the world do you need that much money? Look,
When Peter walked on water, it happened for real though.
it better look like it happened for real, because my goodness, I just, now I can understand, like, if you did, like, different books of the Bible. I mean, like,
That's
if you
true.
actually did, like, a, I don't know, Revelation or
33
something like
years?
that. Yeah, I don't know, but man, like, I don't know, that seems to be quite a bit for that. All right. Well, I'm gonna find real quick before we move on any further.
Move your butt.
Before we move on, yeah, Arctic. I think that is a pricey Jesus. That's like, they should get Joel Osteen to fund that.
Sell
he's,
one of his mansions.
he's got the money, right? So I'm gonna pull up the trailer here real quick.
Pricey Jesus.
Pricey Jesus. That's not Priceline Jesus for sure. You're not gonna name your own price with that one. Wow, I don't know, man. That seems like quite a bit.
What are you doing?
But let's see, what else was going on, Tiff? What else did we?
The
Oh,
dog's trying to take
so also while I'm looking this up, what about the news that they're saying it's imminent that we're going to get announcements of both a Lethal Weapon 5
Oh, Blair.
and a Knight Rider movie starring David Hasselhoff. The Hoff is back. What do you guys think of that? Any of you guys out there? Any of you guys out there? Hasselhoff fans, Knight Rider fans, and
Lethal Weapon 5.
yeah,
I'm getting too old for this stuff.
I'm telling you right now, that is that's pretty sweet. If that actually happens, I don't know.
Guardian says, "What? I'm in."
I know, right? Man, I never thought there's been, David Hasselhoff, I'm sorry, I'm trying to do two things at once. David Hasselhoff has been talking about, making a Knight Rider movie forever. And the talk has been always that it was going to be somebody else pretty much as Michael Knight. And they tried the reboot TV show a few years ago. I couldn't watch that. It was so
They need to bring
awful.
Professor Feeney back to do the voice of Kit.
Now, Chris, did he die? I couldn't find anything. I could have swore that he died, but I couldn't.
IMDb didn't say he did though.
But I couldn't find anything. I couldn't find anything that said that he died. Then the internet went silent. Yeah, so...
It says he was born March 31st, 1927, but it doesn't say that he died. He said he's been married to Bonnie
We went to Sonic. If not, he's older than Jesus now. Yeah, I thought that he had died, but apparently not. So, I mean, you can definitely have Kit and Hoff back.
If they're going to do that, they need to bring back Quantum Leap.
But that's the thing. It's like, that's what I really want. I want a Quantum Leap movie. I want a Quantum Leap movie.
And
That's
the dog to stop whining.
yes. But a Quantum Leap movie would be stellar. I've been rewatching, watching actually for the first time, Star Trek Enterprise. Yes, Caleb, you're right. They did talk. There's rumors out that there's going to be a Sliders movie. Did any of you guys watch Sliders when back when you were kids?
Like the White Castle burgers?
No, not the White
joking.
Castle burgers. Sly says, I'm here all day for Quantum Leap. That's right, baby.
Heck yeah.
Oh my goodness. How awesome would that be to see a Quantum Leap
Scott
movie?
Bakula back in this piece.
So I'm saying, and you got to do it before Dean Stockwell dies,
Oh, I
because
know,
Dean
that's
is
what I was
getting
gonna
pretty
say.
old, and you got to do it before he dies. Seriously, we got to see that
But
continuation.
Bakula's aging very nice.
Man,
Caleb says I watched season 1 at my grandparents' house. Just binged that when it was on Netflix.
it is awesome.
That brought me to tears. Those certain episodes that it was like how it bring you on an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah. So, but I'm interested to see how many of you guys watched Knight Rider
Did you see
2000.
what Guardian said? Said, how did I not know about this? The rock I've been living under must be really insulated.
So, how many of you guys watched Knight Rider 2000, where Kit was put in from the original car into a into
agree with
Michael
Chris.
Knight's '57 Chevy, and then again into a red Trans Am with a woman. Do you guys remember that like made for TV movie that came out in 2000? It was called Knight Rider 2000, and basically they pulled Michael Knight out of
Arctic Conquest
retirement.
said that was before my time.
That was before your time. You can find it
Chris
online
said,
actually.
yup.
Yep, you can find it online.
Guardian said, saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when that came out, and I was super excited about that. Yeah, and Caleb, yeah, the 2008 reboot show. Man, what's up, Joey Carey? Good to see you, bro. Yeah, so the reboot though just wasn't any good. First of all, they got so much of that wrong. What they tried to do, and by the time they tried to make changes and fix it, it was too late. It was just way too late, and it just wasn't as good. I mean, and look, I watch Knight Rider back now, from some of those old episodes, and yeah, you know what, it's old and it's dated, and but a lot of television shows back then were really slow, especially compared to television of today, where television of today is just bam, bam,
Because
bam, bam,
the world
bam.
is now.
Yeah, so a lot of those are really slow burns. Like you watch shows like Knight Rider or The Dukes of Hazzard or Greatest American Hero, or any of those shows, which I loved as a kid. And now you watch them and it's like, whoa, you got to kind of get your mind back into that whole Street Hawk, Manimal, I'm changing. Oh my goodness.
That Kamal also said only watched David Hasselhoff's OG Knight Rider from 1980s, which was just stellar and phenomenal. Then he said Street Hawk and Manimal. Chris Patton said no, it was so bad. Val Kilmer as the voice, and I love Val. It was such a bad choice.
I know. But hey, talking OG Knight Rider, how about those Goliath episodes? And how about those car episodes? I'm telling you right now. So I'm going to do something real quick. I'm going to show you guys something because I want to do a little toy segment here in just a minute. So, but I want to show you guys something since we're talking Knight Rider.
You also have the pop of the Knight Rider. And the car.
I do. I am such a Knight Rider
It's up
freak.
next to my Mork.
It is. So I'm pretty
Be
excited,
careful
guys.
you don't knock down my chicks.
I'm not going to knock them down. So, something old, something new.
You got the pop from my parents for Christmas.
Check that out. I love that. Have you guys seen
said,
this?
Toys!
Toys!
And the
Yay,
Guardian-
yay, yay!
The Guardian said the A-Team would shoot a bad guys about 10 feet away with machine
know.
guns and hit nothing but air.
I know. And you know what? I actually liked the A-Team movie.
I actually like the...
I actually enjoyed
Hoff-
the A-Team movie.
The Hoff back here with the 3 different colors on the box.
Look at that. Isn't that cool? I love that. It's so cool. Hoff in RGB. And then, this year, I finally realized a dream of
Mail
mine.
says Kit versus Car episodes of Knight Rider was so radically entertaining.
I know, and the voice of Carr was like so evil. But check that out. It's a little dusty. But guys, I wanted this car so bad when I was a kid.
It even says Knight on the license plate.
Oh my gosh. Look at that. I got one in good condition. Only problem is I got to go through. I'm not much of an electrician, so I got to go through and I got to try to fix the battery, connectors or whatever, so he can talk. But I've been looking up on that on YouTube about ways to do that. See, even Wookie likes it.
Guardian said nice. Chris said awesome. Caleb says at Point Dexter Lounge, could you read my previous comment, please?
Which one is that?
Did not. I have to go back to find it.
But check it out, and there he
Oh, the
is.
Power Rangers.
There he is, the Hoff, right there in all of his glory.
And Chris says, and now it's mine.
And now it's yours, Chris.
Caleb said, I'm feeling that way with Power Rangers. I've been faithfully watching for as long as I remember, but somewhere around Super Samurai, I realize the acting is terrible and can't enjoy it anymore.
Okay, well, you got to get down, buddy. I love you, but you got to get down. Stay right there. You're a good boy.
Camille says, what a brilliant collectible. William
so
says,
good
when
stuff.
is the giveaway for Shazam?
The giveaway for Shazam is going to be on Friday. We're going to do the giveaway on Friday, okay? Because we're going to do it in
Isn't that when the movie comes out?
response to the movie coming out. Yep. And
Does that
trust
mean we
me.
get to go see it again?
Yes, it comes
Finally,
out Thursday.
After 2 weeks.
And there it is right there, folks.
Ooh.
There it is right there.
You like using Zachary Levi? Oh, my bladder. Oh.
Look at it. That's the one we're giving away right there. And this is the one. We're not giving this one away. But these are showing up at Walmart. The multiverse ones. So look for, I'm going to be doing a,
Caleb says, like as a kid, I didn't care about the acting because there was giant robots and monsters, but at this point, it's gotten so cringy.
yeah. So I'm going to be honest with you guys. I was never a Power Rangers kid. I was a Voltron kid.
Arctic Conquest has to wait till Saturday to see it.
I'm sorry, Arctic. I was a Voltron kid. So I remember when I first saw, Chris says you can go ahead and send me the toys. That's funny. I never saw, well, I'm not saying I didn't see. I remember seeing actually the old Japanese show that they used the old footage from. It was on like TBS, probably like 6 months before the first Power Rangers came out. And I remember seeing that. And then all of a sudden, like 6 months later, here's this Power Rangers thing. And I just remember that it was like, what is this? This
Big
is,
Tasty said Voltron was way better.
oh yeah, Voltron was way better. And I'm sorry.
That's what he said
Yeah.
to what you said.
Yeah, so I
Caleb
I know
says, I was an Ultraman kid. My dad shipped me recorded episodes and sent me the VHSs.
that's cool. That's cool. And I know a lot of people like Power Rangers, and I get it, right? Everybody likes something different, and you got something, and I don't make fun of it. I just was not a Power Rangers kid. Just wasn't.
Camille says, I really loved certain cartoons from the 1980s, like Visionaries, Centurions, and Thundercats.
Oh yes, yes. I didn't watch. I mean, I didn't watch. All right, Guardian. That's right. I didn't watch Centurions that much. I would catch it every once in a while. And what was the other one? Oh, Thundercats.
Well, yeah, Thundercats,
Thundercats
and
all the
then
time.
also Visionaries.
Visionaries. I remember Visionaries. I didn't watch too much of it, but I remember that the toys kind of freaked me out a little bit when I was a kid. They were kind of like they had that whole supernatural thing, and they had the hologram on their chest.
Was it like the Queen, that one CD cover? That Stewie couldn't...
So I'm going to show you
Guardian
another
said Bionic 6.
Bionic 6. See, Bionic 6 though came on like it didn't come on at a regular time in our area. So so it came
Chris
on
Pratt
like
says
at like
us 70s kids rock.
that's right. It came on at like 5 or 6 in the morning. So I was never up to catch that, right? Because I wasn't going to get up that early before school to just watch a show. But I remember Bionic 6. So Chris, here's another one that's owned by you now. Because you got me. I got the Black Series General Grievous figure. Check this guy out. This guy won't be coming out of the box either, by the way. Not anytime soon.
Chris said yes.
This is an awesome figure. I'm telling you right now, this is an awesome figure. Yeah, no, you're right.
Their magic staff.
The Visionaries had their powers right there in that hologram, and like I said, it looked cool.
Chris says till I get a hold of him.
Then he's coming out of the package, huh? Well,
All of his sabers.
it's a good thing that all this is hypothetical. But yeah, I got this guy. So pretty excited about that. And then I got one last toy to show you, and then we'll go ahead and watch the trailer. I didn't know that this existed. Any of you guys play Kingdom Hearts, the Disney game? So I don't play it. Isaac doesn't play it either.
Dog sat on my bladder, so I'm going to use the bathroom while you're showing your last toy.
All right. From a certain point of view. I love it. I love it. So I saw that, Caleb. You know what? It does kind of look like him, doesn't it? I will say that it does kind of look like the like Joaquin Phoenix's body. I thought that when I first saw it, that I thought it looked very much like Joaquin Phoenix's body. I wouldn't be surprised. You know, I mean, I don't think he's going to be the Joker in it, but stranger things have happened, right? I mean, stranger things have happened, so I wouldn't bet on that, but it could happen. It could definitely happen. But yeah, so how many of you have any of you guys played Kingdom Hearts? I have not, but I walked into GameStop, and you want to talk about 80s? What's up, Alan? What's up, Alan Kings Nation?
Guardian said Thundercats, He-Man, and Silverhawks were his jam.
Oh, what was the first one?
Thundercats, He-Man, and Silverhawks.
Thundercats, He-Man, and Silverhawks. Silverhawks, such an underappreciated TV show. It's funny because I still have, I've got a Quicksilver in the other room, and the green one. Oh man, I can't remember the green one's name right now. Man, but I remember wanting all the Silverhawks, but they were priced a little bit higher than the regular, you know, action figures back then, and they didn't have as much articulation. But man, I used to love that show so much. That show, the Copper Kit, right? And with the little things at the end of every episode, where instead of just being like a traditional public service announcement, they would do like the trivia stuff, and like it'd be like math questions and stuff like that. That was awesome. That was tremendous. Silverhawks, very unappreciated in that whole realm. I mean, because everybody remembers Thundercats, everybody remembers He-Man. I mean, I love He-Man, don't get me wrong, and you know, we can talk about He-Man too. What do you guys think about this Noah guy playing He-Man? But
No.
yeah, no, I I love this woman.
John Cena play He-Man.
Oh my gosh! But so for all you '80s kids out there, I walked into GameStop. And honestly, I don't play the Kingdom Hearts game, so I don't really care about this other little additional figure that came with this. But check this
Guardian said
out.
no, just no for He-Man.
Oh, you ever just see something and you go, yep, I must buy that. I must buy that. That's Tron, baby. That is a fully articulated, I think he's like a 7-inch figure.
Chris says love it.
Oh my gosh, look at the detail on him. I mean, look how cool he really
Chris
looks.
Patton says tunes today can't touch our tunes from back in the day.
I gotta agree, and that's, you know, I feel like I'm like a old dude, you know, saying, oh, back in my day, but honestly,
Our cartoons are considered classics now.
honestly,
That's how
I
old
look
we
at the
are.
animation. I mean, I just finished watching the entire series of G.I. Joe, because I'm gonna be doing for all of you guys and girls who I know, doesn't it, Chris? It looks like they just plucked him right on the. That's why I had to buy it, because it looks like, you know, I've got the old original Tron figures that came out in the 80s, right? But yes, we are the Littles. Da 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 da. Right?
Yes, Caleb. Hey, did y'all watch the new Twilight Zone yet? It had 2 really solid episodes. One was definitely better than the other, but it was at least very good.
So we haven't watched it yet. We got to get to watching it.
William says I love G.I. Joe.
Yeah, so for all you G.I. Joe fans, look, I had tons of G.I. Joes.
Guardian
I
says
know,
love
Guardian. I remember that show. Oh my goodness. Man, you know how you just get stuff stuck in your head and it just never comes out, and you just live with that in your head. You know what's another good one is Mask.
Oh, I was gonna say, please don't say the one I was thinking.
What's that?
Too many cooks.
Too many cooks. Too many cooks. No, Mask. Right? I mean, Mask is right up there. And Mask got a lot. I remember having a lot of Mask figures. I just actually got a Thunderhawk for really cheap, and I'm gonna put that together. I need to get a matte tracker for him. Yeah, I just got that, and I got the Condor with the green motorcycle that turned into a helicopter. But Mask was one of those things. Masked Crusaders working overtime, fighting crime.
Big Tasty
fighting
said I
crime.
forgot what Mask was about. Had the toys as a kid.
So Mask was basically these guys. They were in a secret force that they used these masks that use holograms and projections and stuff and could do like weird wild stuff. Had these powers and everything, and their vehicles. It was kind of like a hybrid between GI Joe and Transformers because their vehicles would kind of half transform. So like the Thunderhawk was a Camaro Z28, totally 80s looking, but the wings, the doors would come up like a DeLorean, and then it could fly because of course that's how that works. But but the toys were smaller. They were a smaller scale, and you know what? They were cool. They were really cool. The action figures were super tiny, and there wasn't a lot of articulations. Like their arms were stiff, but their knees bent so you could get them in the vehicles, and they all came with a little mask.
Guardian said the 80s tunes had the best intro music ever. William said my friend's dad had a G.I. Joe room, and my friend and I would play with all of them and the old vintage stuff. So cool. Kumail says there was a cartoon for a superhero named Captain Planet, which is a combination of earth, fire, wind, water. No one conceived making a real live action movie of it.
Go Planet! I'll tell you what, if you ever want to have some fun, look up on YouTube Don Cheadle, Captain Planet.
Oh my gosh, yes.
It's live action, and it's really, really funny. So.
Guardian said tunes, and then William said, and once he accidentally broke one of the only figures his dad would not let him use because of how precious it was. It was one of the original Snake Eyes.
Oh, that's rough. Okay, so this year, this last year, I have just about repieced together my entire G.I. Joe collection from when I was a kid. And that's what I was saying about G.I. Joe. So I just finished watching the entire series of G.I. Joe, and I started on Transformers, Generation 1. Now, if you want, you can watch those for free by downloading the Tubi app, Tubi. It's a free app. They have all kinds of TV shows, movies, all these classic cartoons. Like a lot of these classic cartoons, it's got pretty much every Transformers iteration there is. It's got every G.I. Joe iteration there was, including the Sigma 6 stuff, and it's got G.I. Joe Resolute, which was a tremendous movie. If you've never watched G.I. Joe Resolute, the cartoon movie, do yourself a favor. If you were ever a G.I. Joe fan, watch G.I. Joe Resolute. It is amazing because it takes all the silliness out of the 80s version of G.I. Joe, but you still have all those characters that you knew and loved as they were back then, except for the fact that when Cobra Commander does something, he actually does something. Like, he literally blows up Moscow in the first 5 minutes. 9 million people dead. And it like kind of shocks everybody because, you know, we all knew that Cobra Commander could never see anything through all the way. But you look back at the animation on say a G.I. Joe or Silverhawks or Thundercats or what were some of the other ones that we were mentioning? You know, like even the anime versions like Voltron and like all that stuff, even though it had like reused stuff or whatever, He-Man, right? All that stuff from Filmation, it had reused parts and everything. But that animation was tremendous and it wasn't dumbed down. That's the one thing I can say for that generation. I mean, I appreciate everybody and stuff, but our generation, seriously, we didn't get stuff dumbed down for us. We were expected to kind of, I watch old...
Even Scooby-Doo had their own...
Yeah, I watch old shows now and I'm just kind of like, wow, man, they really didn't talk down to us. They treated us like, hey, these kids can learn something and figure it out. And so
He-Man always had a moral at the end of his show.
Yeah, so the thing is, coming up here, G.I. Joe Renegades, I just started watching that one too. And that was an interesting twist where they become enemies of the United States. Yeah, that was an interesting twist. So I say all that because now I've pretty much finished my getting back everything that I had as a kid, that I sold all my stuff. I had tons of stuff. I had vehicles, I had action figures, and I kept it all in great condition. And I sold it all for $35 to a former coworker back in 2000 because there was no market for it back then. And like when you talk about a Snake Eyes, like one Snake Eyes in good condition is like double, sometimes triple that. And so so I've pretty much done that. Plus, I've been very blessed to find some awesome deals on stuff that I never thought I'd had. So I ended up with a Cobra Terradrome that my cousin bought me for 15 bucks at a place, and I pieced it back together. Now it's complete with the fire bat and the figure and everything, and that's pretty cool. And then the whole thing, and I cannot wait to reveal this to you guys. And Chris, I don't even know if you know that I have this, or I kind of announced it, but I have a USS Flag. I never thought that I would ever own that toy. And that is so cool. I got to piece it together. It's all there. I just got to put it together. But I'm doing a special build. There's a website called G.I. Joeberg. It's some guys from Johannesburg, Africa, South Africa. And they did a really cool build-up on it where you can do storage underneath of it and stuff and actually make it look like a big aircraft carrier. And so I'm actually going to be doing that with a buddy of mine. And so we're going to be doing that. But I say all that to say this, because starting here soon, you know, every once in a while I do these toy reviews of newer toys. I'm going to be doing a series called Toy Stories. And I'm going to be talking about, actually, Guardian, it's 7.5 feet long. It's the biggest toy playset ever made. It's the biggest one ever made. Wookie, why are you showing everybody your butt? Everybody doesn't want to see your butt.
Look at my fanny.
Look at my fanny. There it is. It is the biggest.
Okay, dude, I don't need your butt.
So
in the face.
if you find one for $400, William, a USS a USS Flag for $400, you found an amazing deal because really, most of the time they go for $600 and plus. If you find one for $400, it's probably missing most of its parts. I got one that was that was last week, but I got one that was it was missing some parts, but we're piecing it back together, and I got mine for $2, and but most of it is there. So it's kind of crazy, but I'm really excited about that. But yeah, so I'm going to be doing this show called Toy Stories, where I'm going to go through and I'm going to talk about a lot of these classic toys that I used to have as a kid that now I have again, and like what they meant to me, and like, you know, at what point in my life I got them, what they meant, and how they affected me, and how they affected my friends and stuff, you know,
Ow.
and these toys that we.
He's biting me.
Wookie.
You might need to get the.
You need to
Oh,
stop.
of course. Lick at Daddy's face, bite Mommy's hand.
He's a daddy's boy. But so look for that coming up here, because I'm gonna go because like we're gonna talk about figures like Snake Eyes. What? We're talking to the people, Wookie. We're talking to the
I
Poindexter
think
Lounge.
he's going like that because he's like, you're not paying attention to me.
I know, but so we're gonna be doing that. I'm glad. Thank you, William. I'm really glad that you're enjoying it. Hey, Isaac's
time.
there. What's up, Isaac? Yeah. So look for that soon, because I think that's going to be a really cool series of stuff, because like you said, like when you start talking about like a Snake Eyes action figure or a Storm Shadow action figure, you know, or I think of the very first G.I. Joe figure that I ever got. What's up, Mr. Tipper Wiper Woo? Good to see you. You know, when you start thinking about some of those, and like He-Man, right? Like when you talk about a He-Man figure or a Quicksilver from
Arctic Conquest said that I missed the Endgame reaction.
Nope. So we're getting ready to do that right now. We're gonna do that right now. We got kind of sidetracked on a bunch of other stuff, but and I had to find the right trailer. So I'm gonna turn it up, and now we are going to watch the Endgame trailer, the newest one, trailer number 3. Hey, hush it. We're gonna watch the trailer. It's time to watch the trailer. Shh. Now, here we go. Ready, guys? Here we go.
Isaac said it's a good trailer.
It's a good trailer.
If we do this, we'd be going in short-handed.
Yeah, you mean because he killed all our friends?
We owe this to everyone who's not in this room to try.
It's not about how much we lost.
Aww.
It's about how much we have left. Where's the Avengers? We gotta finish this.
Nice.
You trust me? I do.
Dang. Ooh.
You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me.
Tickets on sale now.
Dang.
Whoa!
That's awesome.
That looks awesome. That looks awesome. Wow. Wow.
A little mad that it's 3 hours long.
Whatever it takes, right, guys? You can see it reflected in the French doors. I know you can. I try to do that, but shh. So wow. Okay, so I want to go back and look at some of the comments here.
You want me to go back and read them all?
Yeah. Chris, yes, R5D4 is the true hero of Star Wars. You're right. Jedi droid that he was.
Isaac said I have to go, but love Thanos' one-liner and can't wait for the Joker trailer tomorrow. Caleb says whatever it takes. Hashtag avenge them. That's a lot of time. I'm so excited for it. Guardian says we can see it reflected in your French doors. Sly Apprentice, the big three at the end facing Thanos. So many feels. Chris says whatever it takes. And Spider-Man fan says I just saw it from the window. You're welcome.
If only the Avengers had reached out to Batman, none of this would have happened. Wow. No, this looks great. This really looks awesome. I mean, it's going to be really the end of an era.
Rocket grab Nebula's hand like, oh, we miss our friends.
I know. It's so sad. So sad.
But I like the things, as much as I wasn't super awesome crazy about Captain Marvel, the movie, I like what I'm seeing of her in this with the people.
Yeah.
Because I like when Thor goes up to it and he like grabs, his new weapon and he's like, I like her. And she's sitting in the driver's, seat. So I as of just seeing, I mean, she hasn't said anything, but what
I just really hope that Captain Marvel doesn't, isn't the catalyst, like isn't the person to take him out and to like fix things. And I'm fine with her being there and I'm fine with them needing her help. But I just don't want her to be the one because I don't think she's earned it. I want to see like Captain America and
well, even
Iron
Iron Man
Man
with him looking at him saying, "Do you trust me?" And they shook hands and said, "Yeah." Caleb says,
if this is really their last go around, I want to see them be victorious.
Caleb says also Cap's suit is totally CGI there. They're definitely covering up a new suit design and not the white one. William says, I don't think she will. Arctic Conquest says, if she's the one to actually beat Thanos, I'll be mad. It needs to be Tony or Steve. And William says, I really like her, but she's definitely shouldn't be overplayed. Chris says Cap will be the one who sacrifices himself to take him down. Tipper says this channel is always ask. Guardian says it started with the Trinity. I think it will end with the Trinity. William says I will walk out of the theater screaming if she kills Thanos. And I would pay to see that.
Like, this is bullcrap!
And then Sly says, I don't think the whole Cap, Tony, do you trust me thing happens. No way they spoil the reunion in the trailer.
I think we'll see that scene in the movie. I don't think that's probably like, I don't think that's the moment that they come back together. I think that's just showing them once they get back together. Because I think so that's the one problem with all of, thank you. He said this channel's awesome. Thank you.
Arctic says it should be a triple team, but Iron Man, Cap, and Thor. Caleb says, unpopular opinion, it should be Hawkeye. Just imagine everyone is holding Thanos down and whoosh, arrow to the eye.
That's awesome. That'd
Guardian,
be funny.
Hulk rematch, or we riot. And Sly says they're supposed to have shot several fake scenes.
So here's my thing, guys. This has been my only problem with the Marvel movies, because I know we talk about DC a lot, and I'm a huge DC fan, but I love the Marvel movies. I own most of the Marvel movies. But since Avengers 2, Age of Ultron, which I own, it has seemed like every movie has just been kind of a commercial for the next movie. Not much has really transpired. There hasn't been a lot of forward momentum. You get these little bursts, right? These little kind of pushes, and it's like introduce something new, like as far as characters. So we've got new characters like Ant-Man and stuff, and those are awesome. And those are some of my favorite characters. Are like the smaller characters like Spider-Man, Ant-Man. Obviously, I love Tony. I love Cap. Cap is, I mean, the Captain America movies are some of my favorites. In the entire thing. The Guardians of the Galaxy movies are awesome. The second one, it had some issues, but was still really great. But so my concern, so like when you were talking about, Tony and Steve getting back together, like I think we all assume that because we all know that they're not just gonna leave them unresolved. Right. And it's kind of the same thing like when I heard everybody, kind of crying about everybody who died in the last one. That was kind of my concern there too, because so they killed Spider-Man. You know that Spider-Man's not going to die. They just got the ability to make movies of it. So, and they're just now being able to use him. So they're not going to do that. I mean, and then you got Black Panther. Well, plus we already knew that Spider-Man's got another movie, right? So, and then Black Panther got greenlit for another movie, and you know that they're not just going to not have Black Panther come back, right? Because, I mean, it made over $1 billion. So that's my only issue right now with that is it doesn't feel like there's any shock value to me because. And that's what I'm hoping Endgame changes because this is the jumping off point for the next phase. And it's bringing this whole entire first 10 years to a close. I'm really hoping to see some detrimental stuff that sticks, that is actual, and that we get actual movement. Of course, I don't want to see anybody die. I don't want to lose my favorite characters in this, but.
Chris says, wish they'd save the Civil
All right,
War.
Mr. Tipper. Thanks for being here tonight. We appreciate you. Sorry, what, Tiff?
Chris says, wish they'd save the Civil War storyline and done it up right now that Disney brought them all home. Tipper says, and blows up. Must have been from that Hawkeye arrow shoot Thanos in the eye thing. Williams said, they are hiding Professor Hulk, keeping a low profile for Thor, and there has to be some fake scenes in there. Caleb says that or Agent Coulson shows up with his robotic arm and one punches Thanos. Sly says, I don't know how gutted and shocked fans would be if there is no reunion before one of them bites the dust. William says, I'm just worried that the scene where Tony and Steve make up is fake and it will take longer for them to make up in the actual movie. Chris Patton said dead, not de-rezzed. Tipper says, gotta go by guys and girls. Guardian says, I think Spidey's reincarnation into your spider dog all over your sofa. William says, I hope that that one of the original Avengers has to stay back in time so that they can beat Thanos. That would be awesome. Sacrifice themselves for the team. And Arctic says, Ant-Man should be on an arrow that Hawkeye shoots in his butt. And then becomes Giant Man.
Yeah.
Caleb says Coulson needs to make an appearance, especially if they're doing the time travel thing.
Yeah, so have you guys seen the other idea that said that because that said that they're going to
Spoiler alert, Spider-Pig is the hero of the movie. Chris Pratt.
Yeah. Have you guys seen the other theory that says that instead of time travel, they're going to go with like multiverse kind of deal, where at some point they're going to say that our heroes can go to another universe. What's up, Slimy 101? Good to see you. Yeah, so there's this theory out there that and actually Nerdist News did a whole thing on it, where it says that they go to another multiverse, they get the heroes back from there, so that the heroes in the ones that we saw die actually die, right? They're actually gone. But they get these other ones to come back, but our main heroes like Cap and these other ones that we're not going to get to see anymore have to make a sacrifice of staying in another
Time period.
universe, in another world of multiverse. And so that's why we don't see them again. That way, if they ever want to bring them back out,
Somewhere in time.
they can, right? They're also saying that that's another way also to bring the X-Men in eventually. To be able to introduce like another multiverse and bring them into that. Oh man, Derek Ackerman, I would love to see a Spider-Man 2099 movie. I just like that concept. I like that design for Spider-Man. You know, and I loved Into the Spider-Verse. I don't know if you guys, I'm assuming that everybody has seen that. That was a great thing, and I love the fact that it looks like they're going to bring Spider-Man 2099 into the sequel for that. So
Sly says, or what if someone dies and ends up being a Skrull all along? Caleb says, well, Marvel has said that the MCU is called Earth 616. Arctic Conquest says, I don't know how I feel if Marvel gets a multiverse before the DCEU.
I know, right?
And Derek says, that was the suit I used while I played Spider-Man PS4.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I you know, because the problem is that DC is known for their multiverse, right? DC is known for their multiverse. That's their thing. I understand that Marvel has one too, but Marvel's is not like DC's. So if Marvel does that, it's going to tick me off, because then it's going to affect DC's ability to use it. So when DC does it, there's going to be somebody who's going to complain, oh, look, they're just copying Marvel, which will be total, absolute crap as far as I'm concerned. But so here's hoping they don't do that. But it'll be interesting to see. I mean, because we live in a world now where Disney now has all of those characters back. So now, I mean, we're eventually going to get all new X-Men, which I'm looking forward to. I think that that's a really important part for them going forward, is to have these kind of characters in there that we care about. And if we're going to lose people like Cap and possibly Tony and all these other ones, like, I just really don't want them to die. I also like the theory. The one theory that I really, really like is that Captain America does something by going back in time, and when he goes back in time, like, he fixes something, he's able to stop Thanos by going back in time. And there's this whole, we may have talked about this before, maybe at the last stream that we did, I can't remember, but like that Cap makes a sacrifice by going back in time, and he's able to stop Thanos. He's able to stop who took over S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Coulson?
No, the group, not the Germans, but the why do I have a brain fart right now?
Because you're live.
I know. No, the evil organization, Hydra. Thank you. I'm just seeing the octopus thing, and I'm just like, what's going on? Okay, so that he's able to stop Hydra from taking over S.H.I.E.L.D. because he knows it's going to happen before it happened. He's able to stop Thanos. He's basically able to stop like all these things that happen, and basically start them on a fresh new cycle. And he gets to go back in time and be with Agent Carter, thus opening up the possibility for like either Falcon or Bucky to be Captain America. Now, I agree with that last statement. Who made the last statement there?
Sly Prentice, then that would make everything that happened in the 20+ movies kind of meaningless, in my opinion.
Kind of it would, but then also it's kind of like you got to go along for the whole ride, right? To be able to get to that point. So I get it. Yes, it would be kind of one of those like, well, what was the point of that kind of thing? But to be honest with you, There's a few things like that though in the Marvel universe. I mean, a lot of their villains haven't been good, so it's been kind of like, okay, what did we just go through? You look at Ultron. Ultron to me was kind of wasted because if Ultron really had the power and was really able to do the things Ultron was able to do, he should have been able to take over the world like that. There shouldn't have been. I mean, why would a super intelligent computer program or whatever Ultron is waste time lifting a city into the sky instead of just taking over everything? I mean, we have the internet now. I mean, so like that was always something that confused me about that movie was that like he stuck to like one little thing instead of being able to just take over the entire world like he should have been able to. He didn't. I have not heard that, Camille. But yeah, so there's so many theories out there right now for Endgame, and it's just fun. It's just fun to speculate. But I do think that the one area that Marvel has been weak in has been its villains, for sure. I think that they could do better with their villains, and they haven't really realized their potential. Loki's been great, but then Loki has kind of now become a anti-hero, you know, and so you kind of root for Loki, and then as far as the other villains, I mean, the Mandarin, they cut his legs off at the knees and didn't let him become the Mandarin that we all wanted to see for political reasons. Uh, you know, okay, so what do you guys think about the idea that and I got to go back and watch this, and I'm going to be rewatching some of these movies, but you guys could tell me if this is right or wrong. But there's another theory out there too that Nick Fury is a Skrull because of the way that they play his character. Because and I'm gonna have to go back and watch Civil War, but I saw something that said that the timeline says that Civil War, there's flashbacks in Civil War with Robert Redford's character that take place before Captain Marvel that show Nick Fury with one eye. And if that's the case, like, first of all, that timeline then doesn't make any sense. But then also, he makes that statement about his bread, about his toast, that he has to have his toast in triangles. And he specifically eats a sandwich in, I want to say it was Civil War maybe, that is not cut in triangles. And so, like, people are finding these little tidbits. And of course, I mean, if it was the DC movies, I'd be all over that. No, but like a lot of these Marvel movies, I own them and I've watched them, but I haven't like gone back and watched them. So we're gonna have to do that. But yeah, it's an interesting theory for sure. As to that, I didn't like the way that they made him lose his eyeball. But it'll be interesting to see at the end of Endgame what's different in the MCU. Don't you think, Tiff?
Yeah, William said, I think there was something in the code that made him want to try so hard to do one thing than a bunch of small things. Because Derek said that actually makes sense. We just need more villains. Sly said, I wanted an evil Loki so bad. Derek said for a future Spider-Man movie, they need to have the Sinister Six. And William says, I think Marvel's has been plotting something this whole time.
I hope so. I really do. I'm hoping for that one thing that makes it pop. Hey, another nerdy thing that came out this week. Mark Hamill is voicing Chucky. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't grow up with the Chucky movies, never really watched them until this last year because Landon Calrissian has become infatuated with scary movies, and he wanted everybody to watch them, and so we all watched them, and now we're getting this new one. And to be honest with you, I wasn't too excited about it because they're rebooting the whole thing. But now Mark Hamill as the voice of Chucky, you got my interest, right? You got my interest peaked because Mark Hamill is Phenomenal.
Derek says Mark Hamill is the right choice.
I agree with you, Derek. I think for sure what was the last couple statements about the MCU?
Sly said, "I want Black Widow to be a Skrull. She's not a movie. She's got a movie coming up, and mentioned in one of the movies she was going underground. By the next movie, her personality seemed to have changed."
Yep.
Chris says Mark is everywhere right now.
Chris, you're right. And I love that Mark Hamill is everywhere right now. And I am so hoping that Star Wars Episode 9 is going to utilize him in some more positive ways. I'm personally, I'm one of those who really liked The Last Jedi. I understand not everybody likes The Last Jedi, so that's fine. But Mark Hamill just can do no wrong as far as I'm concerned. What was the?
Caleb said, "I saw rumor articles saying that Rodney is
Rhodey.
Rhodey is a Skrull, and Marvel has secretly asked Terrence Howard to return as original Rhodey, and Don Cheadle and Skull Rhodey."
Ooh.
Conquest said Chucky. Derek Ackerman says, "I don't think Black Widow will be that good." Caleb says, as way to riff on the recast. And Sly said, "I love Chucky. Mark is icing on the bloody cake."
Yes. Yes.
Sly said, "Shout out to another Last Jedi fan. We're a rare breed."
Thank you, Sly. You know what? Sly? Here's the thing. Look, and this is not to take away from any Last Jedi detractors, okay? But here's the thing. Honestly, that movie still has great ratings as far as, like, when you look at the, and I know Rotten Tomatoes is not the best thing to judge by right now, but the movie has always been, as far as fandom goes, has rated high. I understand that there are people who don't like it, but I think that they are a very vocal minority. I don't think that it's as many people. It's just that they are they seem to have organized themselves very well to try to send a message.
Arctic said, "I like The Last Jedi too. I don't know why people don't like it."
My thing about The Last Jedi is that The Last Jedi it was something that we didn't expect, and that's what I loved about it, right? Was that it wasn't what my fanboy mind would have come up with for Luke. Look, I read all the books, and I had all of that, in my mind, but to see Luke the way he was, it made sense to me. For some reason, it resonated with me because, you know what? Both of his masters went into seclusion. Both of his masters took their failures in a hard way and did that. And these people who are acting like Rian Johnson came up with all of this on his own. Look in The Force Awakens. It's all right there. Harrison Ford says, look, Luke took this to heart. His pupil, betrayed him and did all that stuff, and Luke went into hiding. It's all right there. Are there a couple of things that are a little strange? I mean, like, I get it. The sea creature milking scene was a little weird. But it was kind of one of those things to kind of show you, I mean, like, the milk comes from somewhere, right? The blue milk comes from somewhere. I guess the green milk comes from somewhere too. So it was a little strange. I'll give you that. And there's some things, but I'm sorry to see Yoda. I didn't think Yoda was weird at all. And if you rewatch the movie, it's not bad. Yoda is not is not bad in that movie. He's very much like he was when Luke first met him. Yoda always had that side to him, and I thought that was great. Also, I love the fact that Luke, it makes sense to me that Luke would be a curmudgeon-y old guy. Because, I'm sorry, I'm 42. I'm going to be turning 43 this year. And these people who say, and I respect you, but people who say, well, when we last saw him, he was optimistic, and this is the guy who, believes there was good in Darth Vader. Yeah, but you know what? Luke's also seen some stuff during that time. He's gone through a lot of really bad things. And given that, it changes your outlook on stuff. I mean, it changes how you view things when you've gone through that much pain and have felt like that much of a failure, and it makes you question yourself. And that's why I believe all that was totally relatable. And then people not liking the force power of projecting yourself across the universe, and that's what killed him. Look, they set that up too and said, look, I know you're not, Ben said, I know that you're not doing this yourself because it would kill you, to Ray. That is an awesome power. To force project yourself across the galaxy, and Tiffany called it. Tiffany called it while we were sitting there. I mean, we knew something was up, but Tiffany leaned over to me and what'd you say, babe?
I said when they were on Crate, they made a point that when the guy came out from the bunker, when he stepped on the sand or whatever that was, that it made red footprints for the way that it moved. And I noticed as soon as Kylo Ren had his little, cranky baby fight, like, come on, shoot him. And then Lenny was still there, and he's like, I'm going down there. When they fought in the saber fight, they made a point to show that Kylo Ren's foot slid and made that red mark.
Yep.
And Luke's did not. And I said, I don't know why yet, but something's going on because Luke's not making a footprint.
And it makes me look forward to this next one, because when Luke tells him, says, hey, strike me down, I'll be around. You're going to have to deal with me. The idea of Luke haunting a Kylo Ren after his death.
Now,
Cannot
there's
wait
a
to
lot
see
of
that.
questions or things that people have brought up
All right.
when you were talking.
All right.
Kamal says, are you guys enjoying Doom Patrol TV series? It's fairly bizarre yet enthralling series. Wish WB can bring the same caliber of entertainment onto the big screen in real live action movie in DCEU.
Okay, so let's address that real quick. Doom Patrol. We are, 3 episodes in? Mm-hmm. We got started late. A couple of ideas on Doom Patrol. I like it. I think it's interesting. I never really read Doom Patrol, so I didn't know a lot about it. So this is my first real introduction to Doom Patrol. Couple of things to take away from Doom Patrol. Brendan Fraser is really good as Robot Man. Don't like him so much as the real life character. He looks weird. I mean, he's gained, and I know it's because he's gained a lot of weight.
And he's gotten older.
He's gotten older, but there's something uncomfortable about him. He does look bloated. It's kind of weird. But beyond that, here's one thing. I get it. It's more mature. It is what it is. But that's one of the things I've been a little disappointed in the DC thing, in the DC universe shows. One thing about Titans and now this. The nudity and stuff. You can show love scenes and stuff, but here's my problem is that that there's going to be a lot of parents, and parents shouldn't do this, but they do. They're going to think, oh, this is DC comic stuff, right? This is Batman and Robin and Superman and all these characters, right? And Titans, that's like the show that my kids watch. And they're not going to supervise their kids watching the thing. And then the kids are going to end up seeing some stuff that they shouldn't see. And I was really shocked that, like, in Doom Patrol, the first thing we see, man, is Brendan Fraser getting it on, and there's all kinds of nudity and everything. And look, I'm not some prude. I'm not saying that, it made me feel like, that there's some kid out there who's having that moment, right? That's like, whoa, right? Boobs and...
Our oldest wants to watch it. We're like,
I'm really glad that, that we watched it before, because Isaac was going to watch it. And now it's like we need to make sure that we supervise it and know what's, going. And we try to do that anyways, but I didn't think that we were going to have to be so that. Other than that, I'm intrigued by it, and I think it's interesting. What do you think about Doom Patrol so far, Tiff?
I like it. I have the same things that you do with, some of that weirdness and just things that maybe aren't needed for those scenes, but it's interesting just even to see the mentality of Robot Man, just like what he went through and how many years passed and how long it took him to just, do the normal everyday things and how frustrating it was, and the mentality of, you know, not realizing with his daughter and wife and everything. And so I thought
Yeah.
it was very interesting on the twist and where we're at so far in watching it.
Yeah.
Okay, Caleb
We're all there,
says,
Chris.
And the explanation is that Skrull wasn't very good in shape shifting, so he used a memory device to help in blending into Rhodey's life.
Interesting.
Derek says Rotten Tomatoes is the worst at rating movies because before I went and saw the new Robin Hood movie, the ratings were bad. Guardian says I like The Last Jedi, and there goes my street cred. William
Who said that?
Guardian.
Guardian? It's all right,
William
man.
says there wasn't enough fighting in The Last Jedi.
So let's talk about the fighting in The Last
Okay,
Jedi.
before you do, there's
Yeah.
like 20 other questions though.
Well, I know.
if can-
So, but let's. I want to address Williams. I agree with you. There could have been a little bit more fighting, but you know what? That scene, even though there wasn't any lightsaber on lightsaber action, that throne room scene, battle with Kylo Ren and Rey fighting against the Praetorian guards was awesome. When the lightsaber comes over and she catches it and it like ignites it through the guy's head. That was sweet. And then when she's like all tied up and she drops the saber. Remember when she dropped the saber and then she reaches down and gets it and it was excellent. So I know, I get it. It's not traditional, but I like it still. Next question.
Caleb said, and people saying Mark didn't like the movie, but they pull interviews from pre-release, and Hamill said he grew to like the film. William says that was my big turnoff. Sly Prentice says I loved what they did with Luke. For me, it fit the character with his character. He
Yeah,
always struggled
Caleb-
with the dark side like his father.
Exactly. Caleb, you're right. They have made such a bigger deal about Mark Hamill's comments for The Last Jedi and put basically words in his mouth to make it out that he is saying all this stuff and honestly, also this whole social justice warrior stuff. Look, I just don't see it. And I look at Rey as being somebody who, you know, Luke came in about the Force and was doing stuff without proper training and everything else, and we all loved it. I don't understand this idea that like everybody's so ticked off about Rey, you know, and her ability to use the Force, because to me they set up in the movie that she had great hand-to-hand combat skills, living on Jakku and being there that whole time. And they set up the fact that Kylo Ren was not a full Sith or whatever he was wanting to be, dark side user, that his training wasn't even complete because he has to go back at the end and Snoke says, come back to me so you can complete your training. So you're talking about a guy who hadn't even completed his training in the dark side and a woman who the Force awoke within her and showed her things. And so, yeah, but with awesome, you know, combat skills because she had to have it surviving by herself. So I don't have a problem with that. Go ahead.
Because I'm not gonna be on here too long.
Yeah, I know. We're
2
gonna have
hours.
to. Yeah, we're gonna have to get going here pretty soon. But
Camille says, love Brendan Fraser's Robot Man character as well as Crazy Jane. She is one heck of a versatile actress
Yes.
playing Crazy Jane in Doom Patrol.
yes,
Sly said he just made a different choice than his father. His father embraced it. Luke made the hard choice and didn't. Chris Patton said the weight of the hero. Caleb said, yeah, excuse my French, but Luke was always a whiny crybaby. Even as he got older, he was still kind of a brat. When life hits him hard, he's totally going to cut himself off from people.
yep.
William, I wish they would actually fight. Arctic Conquest, I like the projection. It was so unexpected to me. Muay Thai Jedi said, hey,
Hey, Muay Thai.
I'm 32, just wish that Luke would have just owned a ton of stormtroopers at some point in Last Jedi. Owned. Caleb said, also Yoda's words came true. Luke gave into the dark side for just seconds, and even though it was just seconds, it was too late.
Yep.
If you start down the dark path forever, will it dominate your destiny?
Absolutely.
Chris says, I love everything Star Wars, yes, even the Ewok movies and the infamous holiday special.
We're getting more Ewoks, Chris.
Chris Patton says, boobs, but seriously, it's not necessary to the story, leave it out. William says that was cool. Arctic Conquest said Rotten Tomatoes was wrong about Venom, so I no longer trust their ratings.
Yeah.
Sly said the throne room scene was excellent. William says if you didn't like 5 more times in the movie, then I would be satisfied. If you did that like 5 more times in the movie, I'd be satisfied.
Nice.
Chris said best fight scene of any Star Wars movie, hands down. Caleb says I was put off by Doom Patrol. I just turned off my TV after the whole donkey fart thing. It was just too weird for me. Same thing with Umbrella Academy.
We haven't watched Umbrella Academy, but I've heard good things, so I don't know. I don't know what to.
Chris said, "What's Ray's midichlorian count?" And Arctic Conquest said, "Oh,
world
geez,
may
didn't
never
realize
know."
the time. I gotta go. Had fun tonight, though."
All right, Arctic. Yeah, we're gonna get going.
I
You know
still
what?
didn't Make my food.
Yeah,
And my
I'm
lunch.
I'm interested in seeing what's gonna happen in this next Star Wars movie, but pretty soon here in the next few weeks, because Star Wars Celebration is happening soon. We're hoping to get a title. I mean, they got to give us a title at some point, right? Before the movie comes out, title, and hopefully some more information about that. And of course, we'll be right here talking about all of that with you guys. All right, guys. So hey, we did this trailer reaction for Endgame tonight live with you, but we got a couple more trailer reactions that we shot this week. So be looking for those. Those will be coming out here pretty soon. And I know, Chris, right? I wish somebody would take me to Celebration. We should have gone, but I didn't have the money to get tickets when it was. So, but hey, guys, it was so good having the stream with you guys tonight. And here's a little idea, and you guys tell me what you guys think of this. I think most of us probably own Star Wars or some of these movies that we like on.
Cardian says, "Star Wars: The Lost Ewok Jedi."
Nice. We own some of these movies on Blu-ray or whatever. What would you guys think about having a viewing party like where we watch Star Wars or we watch one of the DC movies or we watch a Marvel movie and we just watch it together, right? So we all sync up our stuff and we do that as a live stream.
Derek says, "I have them all on Blu-ray."
There you go. Absolutely. So I think that'd be a cool, fun thing to do and talk about these movies as we go along. All right. So be looking for that. We're gonna do that. Also, I've had you guys do a couple of questions and stuff that we're gonna be making a couple videos for. So be looking for that. Or maybe we open a Discord and release a community commentary track. So I don't know what that is, but Caleb, let's talk about that off camera because I'd like to do some more stuff like that. Oh, also I have to say this before we leave, and this is the last thing, guys. So Justin, who is making the Backstage Rage, the Scooby-Doo movie that I'm a part of, him and I will be doing a live. Hopefully live. We're thinking about doing it on the Poindexter Lounge Facebook page tomorrow. So if you're not friends with us on Facebook, make sure to go over to facebook.com/Poindexter Lounge because we were going to do a Skype and try to record it, but I think just the best way to do it is just to do it right there on Facebook so that him and I can do it. He's going to be open to questions that you guys can ask about the movie. I like that, Caleb. Well, yeah, we'll have to look into that. So we're gonna do this thing tomorrow night. I'm gonna ask him some questions about it. You guys will be able to ask him some questions about it and get more information on this Scooby-Doo fan animation film that I am a part of and that I'm doing a voice for. Okay, so look for an announcement tomorrow on that. We will be doing it tomorrow one way or another. It'll either be live on the Facebook page or we'll be shooting it via Skype, and then I'll be posting it. And then either way, I will try to pull down the video even if we do it on Facebook, and I will post that here on YouTube. All right, guys. So look for that and all kinds of more fun stuff coming this week. We love you guys. We appreciate all of you, and thank you guys so much for your support. You guys are the most awesome just group of people just ever. We just love having you guys here in this community, and this is truly a fun community of people here in the Poindexter Lounge. All right, guys. Until next time, my name is Enosh, aka Enosh Fett, along with the lovely
Tiff-tastic.
And I'm just gonna say this. If you're ever in a fictional character draft, don't try to get little Randy and try to force Chris Patton's hand, because Chris will come back and take everything you own.
Who's Randy in my